So today is Tisha B'Av. It's the day where our two temples, thousands of years ago in Jerusalem, were destroyed. 3 weeks prior to today, all of these atrocities befell the Jewish people in history. So it's a very somber time. I wrote a poem yesterday. Someone asked me to write a poem about Tisha B'Av and gave me like 1 minute to do it. So this is what I got. Exile is all that I've known. This redemption in these seeds unsown. A sliver of potential sliding by somehow. How have we gone on this long? Everyone else left in the ruins, but this small light that flickers illumination. A nation, an emanation, a breath of creation, and we exile ourselves from that very air. Inhale, it's all there. We stopped and stared, but it was only ever a mirror, and never the epiphany that it was God. Looking back, breathing, the air of redemption, filling the quenching, yet we never let it in. So in this week's parasha, in this week's Torah portion, Vayetchanan, I wrote a meditation on the Shema and the purpose of the Shema. And the Shema is the prayer. It's basically a mantra. Probably the most famous mantra is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. So Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem echad. So this idea of Hashem, the Yud-Ke Vav-Ke, the Havaya, the Tetragrammaton, it's God beyond time. It's God full of mercy and beyond the constrictions of nature. Elokim is actually the gematria, the numerical value of Hateva, which is Hebrew for nature, and it's how we perceive God in our reality. The idea of saying that they are one is realizing that it's only our perception of God in this world where there's judgment. Elokim is connected to Gevurah, which is judgment, and dinim. So it's only our perception. Really, if we realize that it's all one, and Elokim and the Havaya, Yud-Ke Vav-Ke, are one, then we could realize that it's all mercy and we could tap into that redemptive state, that reality. So in my 5th book, Emanations of Illumination, the chapter for this week is called The Secret to Oneness and the Shema. And there's one paragraph that I was just going to read to you about Jacob, about Yaakov. The first word, Shema Yisrael, are the key concepts prior to going into the permutations of God's name. Shema means hear or understand, as it's introducing a reflection, a meditation. The word Israel is the second name given to Yaakov, to Jacob. Chazal, our sages, teach that the two names Yaakov and Israel, Jacob and Israel, represent two different spiritual levels. The name Yaakov, derived from the word heel, which is ekev, describes a state of constriction imposed by the outside world. Because Yaakov was holding on to Esav's heel, and that's why he's called that. And it's at the bottom, because we always start at the bottom. And Israel represents the top, represents the head, and we're always trying to get there. That's the redemptive state. Israel is made up of the words master and head, and represents the mindset of being masters over our environments, learning to not be led or controlled by them. So that idea of this sort of mantra meditation of Shema Yisrael is realizing that it's all one. And earlier in the Torah, we're reading En Od Milvado. It means there is actually nothing else but the existence of Hashem, but the existence of God. It's only that we see the differences and we focus on the finite and the body. The body separates us, but the soul, the spirit, that unites us. And when we realize that we are a piece of God and we're all connected to God, then we realize it's oneness. And then this mantra seeps in and we can exist in all good, in all one, in full unity, and in the redemptive state that Israel represents.